Good morning and happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I am about to start on my peach cobbler. So I wanted to bring you guys in the room with me, in the kitchen with me, Charlie's kitchen to be exact. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. So I have 4 cans of peaches. Okay, so I'm going to start pouring my peaches in my pan. So that's one. And I have 4 here total. That's 2. And the peaches that I'm using is Sweet Harvest Yellow Cling peach slices in extra light syrup. These I get from Aldi, and they have the extra light syrup, which I tend to get when I make peach cobbler, because it's not too sweet, and you know you're going to be adding sugar to this, right? And so I want something to start off not too sweet. They also have the heavy syrup, and they also have the peaches in the fruit juice as well. So they give you a variety there, and I tend to like a variety when I'm cooking, right? So if I want to change up anything in my recipe. So this is going to be the last can of peaches. And then we have to season it up with our different seasonings. I'm just going to throw these away in the trash and we'll get into that. Okay, so normally with my peach cobbler, I normally put nutmeg in there. But some of the people that are coming for dinner don't like nutmeg. So I'm going to try this out with just cinnamon for this time. So I always put nutmeg, but we're going to try it with cinnamon. And I always put vanilla. And this is the vanilla I'm using. I always put vanilla in my peach cobbler. The other thing or other ingredient you're going to want to have is the light brown sugar. Okay, so I have some of that. I also have my French vanilla cake mix by Betty Crocker. I'm going to use that as well. So now I'm getting ready to put the brown sugar in there. And I kind of just eye this. And then I taste it so I can see where I'm at. So let's go on and get that a stir. And then we're going to see where we're at. Okay. It's nothing overcomplicated. If you have any questions, you can always put them in the comments. And I'll definitely respond. So you just go ahead and toss that up. The other ingredient that you're going to need a little later on as you build your peach cobbler is going to be butter. Okay. So let me get that out one time. And this is the butter I use, Smart Balance. So that's what I'm going to use and what I'm going to do. If you're using sticks of butter, I would say 1.5 is what you're going to want to melt. But as you can see, I'm using the whole container, so I just kind of eye it, okay? And so I'm going to give this a taste and see where we're at. So I like where we were as far as the tasting. It's right on point where I want it to be. So now it's time to add the cake mix on top. And this first one that I use, I'm I'm going to show you what I tend to do. So I tend to just scoop it up in the peaches. And the fluid. Or you could say our little syrup that we made with the sugar. I tend to do that first, okay? And with the other cake mix, that's going to be more going on top as our crust. So I kind of just eye this too. And I hope I gave you a better view with how I turn the camera as well, so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So you just kind of smooth it out, because you don't want to thicken one part and thin in the other part where it's not enough crust, okay? So you want to smooth that out. Make sure you get in your corners. And another thing, this is going to bubble up in the oven. So if you could put a bigger pan underneath it when you put it in the oven, that would be great, so it doesn't bubble up into your oven. And that is a great tip. I wish somebody would have told me that. So I thought I should share. So normally on top I would put my nutmeg, but since I put cinnamon in the base of my peach cobbler, I'm going to sprinkle cinnamon on top. Make sense? I think it makes sense. So, and this is the cinnamon I'm using, and I'm just going to sprinkle it. McCormick makes a lot of money on me, because most of my seasonings come from McCormick, and the other ones come from Smart and Final, because they have a lot of things that don't have sodium in it. So that is how it's supposed to look. And then I'm going to go ahead and heat up or warm up the butter, and then that's what I'm going to put on the top, and then we're going to put it in the oven. Okay, so I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so now I got my butter melted, and this is what you want to do right here. Just pour it on top. And again, you're going to eye this. Okay, so you kind of want to spread it out. Make sure it's getting every part. And I might have to melt a little bit more, but you get the idea, okay? And so I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 400 and to get this in the oven, okay? So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, you guys, so my peach cobbler is done. And I'm just going to touch it a little bit so you can see. You know, when you're making your peach cobbler in your home, you want it to be settled. If that makes any sense to you. You don't want it to be like flimsy. You know, you want it to be thick and just right, like almost like a cookie, like a chocolate chip cookie. You know, you don't want it too soft, you don't want it too hard, but you want it right in the middle. And that's the kind of way that you want your peach cobbler to be. Now, let me tell you something that I did have to do. On the top, it was some parts that were still like white with the cake mix. So I had to take it out of the oven, put some butter, and I used a brush to kind of brush over it so I could hit all of those lighter parts with the butter and put it right back in the oven. So that is something you might have to do as well, but it is completely done. I will come back so you guys can see the inside of it once we cut it for dinner for our Thanksgiving meal. So again, look how beautiful it looks. And when I tell you, the smell is just as amazing as it looks. And you can see those little swirls of cinnamon in there. So I'll see you guys when I come back for dinner. Okay, you guys, so I'm back again. So you can see the peach cobbler, a piece of it, because pretty much all of it went during Thanksgiving. And I didn't get on yesterday while we were having dinner because I was enjoying everyone. But I want you guys to see this. This is the last piece left. And, you could just see, look how thick that crust is. Oh my goodness. And when I tell you it was jamming on the one, everybody loved it. It was a, what you call a hit. So definitely you should try this in your home. I actually didn't mind it with the cinnamon, which was great. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So again, from my kitchen to yours, until next time, bye bye everyone.